You stand at the edge of possibility, yet the moment you open your mouth, you invite ruin. Not by fate, not by misfortune, but by the slow, creeping venom of doubt. You believe that sharing your ambitions will strengthen them, that words will anchor your resolve. But words are smoke, dissolving in the wind. You speak of your goals, and eyes narrow. Some listen with polite curiosity, others with silent skepticism. And though their lips may not move, their minds whisper, "This will never happen. This is too ambitious. This is foolish." You may not hear these words, but their weight settles upon you. Like an invisible chain, they tighten around your will, dragging it into the abyss of hesitation. Doubt does not strike like a sword, it seeps like poison. It enters through a single raised eyebrow, through the casual remark of a friend who only wants what's best for you. And you, in your innocence, drink from this chalice, mistaking their concern for wisdom. You begin to second guess. You take fewer steps forward, hesitate where once you were certain. Soon, your goal is not a burning fire but a dim ember, suffocated by the breath of those who never dared to dream. The world is not cruel, but it is indifferent. It does not reward the talker, it rewards the one who moves in silence, who lets results speak instead of empty declarations. Every word you waste on validation is a fraction of your energy lost to the void. And in the end, when your hands are empty and your dreams unfulfilled, you will wonder where your fire went. It was stolen, not by enemies, not by failure, but by the invisible hands of doubt, reaching for you the moment you chose to speak. Live as a strategist, not a storyteller. You believe that words shape reality. You think that speaking of your ambitions gives them life, that describing your path is the same as walking it. This is the lie that keeps you weak. Every word you waste is a fragment of energy dispersed into the void. Every spoken promise is a debt against your will, a contract signed in the ink of your own hesitation. The storyteller builds castles in the air, weaving dreams that dissolve before they touch the earth. He speaks of great plans, of victories yet to come, as if saying them aloud makes them inevitable. He gathers an audience, hoping their applause will carry him forward. But applause is an echo, fading as soon as it is born. And when the noise dies, he remains where he stood, unchanged, unmoved, a prisoner of his own illusions. The strategist moves in silence. He does not waste breath convincing others of his path. He walks it. He does not ask for permission, nor does he seek validation. He is a sculptor, chiseling reality with his hands, shaping it with relentless force. His victories do not need announcement. They are carved into the world itself, undeniable, unshakable. The difference is absolute. One spends energy on words. The other accumulates it in action. The first seeks admiration. The second, results. The first dies in the realm of dreams. The second bends reality to his will. You must decide, will you be a man of words or a man of consequence? Why loud dreams turn to ash? You stand before your vision, burning with desire, eager to declare it to the world. You believe that by speaking it aloud, you summon its power, as if words are the first bricks in the foundation of reality. But this is the lie that destroys empires before they are built. The moment you speak, you create an illusion. The mind mistakes the telling for the doing, the declaration for the achievement. The dream, once a fire within you, is now shared, diluted, exposed. You trade the raw energy of ambition for the fleeting satisfaction of acknowledgement. A nod, a smile, a word of encouragement. These become the substitute for progress. You feel as if you have already taken the first step when in truth, you have only released the steam that should have powered your ascent. And the world? It listens, but it does not care. It does not move to accommodate your dream, nor does it bend to your vision. Instead, it resists. It tests. It demands proof. And all too often, by the time you realize this, the fire has already died. The dream has turned to ash, sacrificed at the altar of premature celebration. You do not need witnesses. You do not need applause. You need silence. You need patience. Let your victories announce themselves. Let your results be the only voice that speaks for you. Until then, guard your fire. Do not let it be extinguished by the illusion of progress. The Dunning-Kruger effect: the more you speak, the weaker you become. You believe that knowledge is power. You assume that speaking of your ambitions, your plans, your so-called expertise elevates you above the masses. You mistake the ease of words for the weight of wisdom. But knowledge without mastery is an empty throne, and the more you speak without action, the more you expose your own fragility. The fool is loud. He has tasted the surface of knowledge and believes he has swallowed the ocean. He proclaims his insights, convinced that his vision alone is enough to shape reality. But he is a prisoner of illusion. He mistakes self-assurance for strength, confidence for competence. He thinks himself unstoppable, yet he is already defeated, because he has not yet fought. The wise man is silent. He understands that words are a burden, but true power is not found in declarations, but in discipline. He does not waste his breath convincing others of his abilities. He hones them in solitude. While the fool seeks validation, the wise man sharpens his blade. And when the time comes, the fool is unarmed, while the silent one stands ready. Self-assurance without proof is a disease. It lulls you into complacency. It robs you of the fire to struggle, to refine, to suffer for the sake of mastery. If you speak too soon, if you let arrogance take root before you have built your fortress, the world will tear you down with ease. Silence is not weakness. Doubt is not defeat. To know that you do not yet know, that is power. To act instead of speak, that is strength. And when you finally rise, not because you have announced it, but because you have earned it, then and only then will your words carry the weight of truth. How silence creates an aura of power. You step into a room, and eyes turn to you, not because you demand attention, not because you speak, but because you do not. The weight of your silence is heavier than words. It lingers in the air, unsettling, commanding, undeniable. In a world addicted to noise, your refusal to participate in empty chatter makes you a mystery. And mystery breeds power. The weak man reveals everything. He spills his thoughts carelessly, believing that transparency will earn him trust, that explaining himself will grant him acceptance. He does not realize that each word he speaks is a weapon given to those who will one day use it against him. He is predictable, exposed, vulnerable. The strong man understands restraint. He knows that silence is a fortress, that what is unknown cannot be attacked. He speaks only when necessary, and when he does, every word carries weight. He does not seek validation, nor does he offer explanations. The world watches him with curiosity, with unease, with respect, because power is not in what is spoken, but in what is withheld. Mystery is a force. It unsettles the weak and compels the strong to take notice. It forces others to wonder what you know, what you intend, what you might be capable of. And in their wondering, they grant you power. Do not reveal your mind too easily. Do not make yourself an open book for lesser men to read. Hold your silence like a sword, and let the world tremble at what it cannot see. Why unfinished deeds are doomed if spoken aloud. You believe you are moving forward. You have a vision, grand, untamed, burning within you. But the moment you speak of it, the fire dims. The moment you describe your journey before taking a single step, you have already stumbled. The mind is treacherous. It does not distinguish between effort and illusion, between real progress and the shallow comfort of admiration. When you speak of your ambitions, when you paint the picture of what is to come, your mind rewards you as if the work has already been done. The applause, the nods of approval, the fleeting admiration, they sedate you. You feel accomplished without enduring the battle. And so the will to fight fades. A man who speaks too soon walks with his sword half drawn. He is not yet ready, yet he reveals his intent. He wastes his strength on words, bleeding energy through the cracks of his own impatience. The world does not respect intentions, it respects victories. And a man who indulges in premature celebration will never taste true triumph. Great works are not announced, they are revealed when complete. The warrior does not boast of his conquests before the enemy is slain. The builder does not invite praise for a house yet to stand. To speak of an unfinished deed is to drain it of life before it can be born. You must learn to guard your fire. Let silence be your ally, let discipline be your guide. When the work is done, it will speak for itself. Until then, swallow your words, sharpen your will, and remember, those who waste breath on promises rarely have the strength to fulfill them. The weak seek approval, the strong seek results. You want to be praised. You want to be seen. You want the world to acknowledge your effort before it has even borne fruit. But this hunger for validation is the chain that binds you to mediocrity. The weak man does not act, he announces. He seeks approval as if it were fuel, mistaking encouragement for strength. He craves the applause of others, hoping their words will carry him where his own legs refuse to go. But praise is air, and air cannot bear weight. It fills the lungs, but it does not move the body. It gives the illusion of progress, but it builds nothing. The strong man moves in silence. He does not wait for permission. He does not ask for reassurance. He knows that respect is not given, it is taken. He does not explain his path, nor does he seek sympathy for the struggles he endures. He is not concerned with admiration, he is concerned with results. And when he speaks, it is not to seek approval, but to declare what has already been conquered. The world does not reward intentions. It does not remember those who tried. It remembers those who prevailed. You do not need applause. You do not need to be told that you are on the right path. You need to act. You need to build. You need to move forward relentlessly until the results speak for themselves. Silence your need for validation. Let your work be your voice. And when the time comes, when the weak are still waiting for permission, you will already stand where they only dream to be. Why disappointment is part of the path. You dream of victory. You crave the heights, the triumph, the moment when the world bends to your will. But you shrink from failure, recoil from hardship, flinch at the first sign of struggle. And that is why you will never taste true success. The path is not paved with comfort. It is carved with blood, with sweat, with the shattered bones of those who dared to climb but were too weak to continue. Every great ascent is littered with the remnants of those who could not endure the weight of their own ambition. And what separates the victorious from the forgotten is not talent, not intelligence, but the willingness to suffer, to fall, to be broken, and to rise again. Disappointment is not an obstacle, it is a test. It asks you, how badly do you want this? It strips you bare, tears away illusions, leaves you with nothing but the raw, unfiltered truth of yourself. And in that moment, you will either surrender, or you will emerge forged in fire, stronger than you ever imagined. The weak collapse under failure. They mistake the first rejection for the final verdict, the first setback for the end of the road. They were never meant to succeed. They only wanted the reward, not the cost. But the strong, the ones who endure, they do not fear failure. They welcome it. They wear their scars like armor, each wound a lesson, each loss a sharpening stone for their will. If you are not prepared to fail, to be crushed, to walk through darkness with no guarantee of light, then forget about victory. It was never yours to claim. But if you are willing to endure, to embrace the pain, to rise from the ashes of your own defeats, then nothing, no force in this world, will be able to deny you what you seek. Why you must avoid advice. You ask for guidance, but what you receive is not wisdom, it is fear. People will offer you their advice, their insights, but beware, these are not answers. They are projections of their own insecurities, their own failures, their own inability to step into the unknown. They do not offer you clarity. They offer you their doubts dressed as caution. The vast majority of advice is not meant to help you. It is meant to soothe the one who speaks it. It is the voice of the weak, those who have tasted the bitterness of regret and now seek to prevent others from experiencing the same pain. They speak from their own cages, from their own limitations, and they will try to convince you that their walls are your boundaries. but your path is not theirs. Your journey is not their journey. The moment you accept someone else's fear as your own, you relinquish your freedom. You allow their doubts to cloud your vision, their failures to dictate your potential. They will tell you what you can't do, what you should avoid, but in truth, they are only showing you what they couldn't do. They are trying to make you afraid of the very thing that will set you free: risk, uncertainty, the unknown. The world does not belong to the cautious. It does not belong to the comfortable. It belongs to those who venture into the dark, who embrace the challenge, who cast aside the voices of fear and follow their own intuition. The truly wise do not offer advice. They offer space for others to think, to create, to fail, because they understand that failure is not an end, but the only true teacher. If you listen to the advice of the fearful, you will only create a life confined by the walls they built for themselves. But if you choose to silence their whispers and forge your own path, you will discover that there is nothing standing in your way but the shadows of the doubts you've allowed to linger. How to create the element of surprise. Your victory must not be whispered into existence. It must strike like thunder, tearing through the stillness of the ordinary, shattering the expectations of those who thought they knew what was coming. This is how the truly great rise, not with a quiet, gradual ascent, but with a cataclysmic event that no one saw coming. To surprise is to be unpredictable. It is to move in silence, to craft your power in the shadows, and only reveal it when the world is unprepared. The weak seek attention early. They make their plans known, they announce their intentions, and in doing so, they kill the very force that could have made them unstoppable. They allow the world to see their preparations, to predict their actions, to hold them in the cage of expectation. And once the world knows what is coming, the element of surprise dies. It becomes just another stale prediction. But you are a storm. You are a force that cannot be predicted. You act with such precision, with such purpose, that when your moment comes, it will be an explosion that rattles the very foundations of reality. Your actions will defy the world's understanding. They will question their own assumptions, their own limitations. And in the wake of your victory, they will wonder how it was possible that they were blind to it. Victory is not a slow march to the finish line. It is a burst of lightning in the sky, a flash of brilliance that leaves no time for preparation, no time for defense. If you want to be great, you must first be mysterious. You must hold your power in reserve, and only unleash it when the world is least prepared. When you strike, let it be an eruption, a moment so powerful that it leaves everyone in awe. In that moment, you will not be just another person who succeeded. You will be a legend who defied the rules, a force of nature that could not be contained. You are the predator, not the prey. A predator does not announce its attack. It does not waste time with warnings, with displays of force, with loud declarations of its intent. It moves in silence, its gaze sharp, its steps calculated, until the moment comes when it strikes. And in that moment, its prey never saw it coming. You too must learn to operate in the same way. The world is full of noise, full of those who shout their intentions from the rooftops, who reveal their strategies, their desires, their plans. These are not predators, they are the prey. They reveal their weaknesses with every word, every gesture, every moment of attention they crave. They are seen, they are known, and they are already vulnerable. But you are not here to be seen. You are not here to ask for permission or to boast of your capabilities. You are here to move with purpose, to strike when it matters, to rise when the moment demands it. Your power lies not in what you say, but in what you do when you choose to do it. The predator does not declare its attack. It does not seek applause for its cunning. It simply acts, swiftly and decisively. And when it strikes, it does so without mercy, for it knows that hesitation is the trait of the weak. You are not here to be watched, to be admired, or to be congratulated. You are here to claim what is yours. And to do that, you must learn to move in shadows, to be a force that cannot be predicted, a presence that cannot be anticipated. The moment you announce your intentions, the moment you show your hand, you have already lost your advantage. Be silent. Be deadly. Let your actions speak louder than your words, And when you strike, let it be with the precision and finality of a predator who has no need for a warning. Only then will the world understand the true power that lies within you. Silence is not the absence of sound, it is the presence of control. It is the quiet before the storm, the stillness before the strike. It is a power so profound that it demands nothing but attention. The weak, those who have nothing but empty words, cannot understand this. They speak to fill the void, to seek validation, to mask their insecurity. But the truly powerful need no such crutch. Their strength lies in their silence. In a world that glorifies noise, action, and the constant need to be heard, the silent are the ones who move mountains. They are the ones who stand unshaken, unmoved by the chaos around them. They are the ones who do not need to explain, to justify, or to show their hand. They are the ones who let their actions speak for them. Words are for the weak. They are the cries of those who cannot do, the excuses of those too afraid to act. They build nothing. They create nothing. Their purpose is only to deceive. The powerful know that words are not the foundation of greatness. Actions are. You do not need to tell the world your plans. You do not need to announce your intentions. You need to act decisively with purpose. Let your silence be your signature, your mark of power. And when the moment comes, when your work is revealed, it will strike with the force of a truth long hidden. Those who doubted, who spoke loudly, will be left in awe, unable to comprehend how they were outpaced. The world does not remember those who spoke loudly but never followed through. It remembers the ones who moved in silence, who built empires without ever uttering a word of their intention. Remember this, and remember it well. Silence is not weakness. It is not passivity. It is the quiet power that precedes the storm. The weak speak to be heard, but the strong act to be remembered. As you step away from these words, remember this. True power lies not in what you say, but in what you do. Move with purpose, act in silence, and let your success speak for itself. The world belongs to those who dare to remain unseen until their moment arrives. Now go, and let your actions carve your path.